Raiders fans, the situation in Las Vegas is reaching a boiling point, and it feels like we are living in one of the most unpredictable seasons in recent memory. The excitement that comes with a new coaching hire has long since faded, replaced by a sense of frustration and mounting questions about the direction of this team. At the start of the season, many of us were confident that Pete Carroll, a legendary coach with decades of experience, would bring stability and leadership to the Raiders. After all, when a team invests in someone of his stature, expectations naturally run high. However, the reality on the field has painted a very different picture. Week 12 is here, and with a record of 2 wins and 8 losses, the cracks in this organization have become far more visible than anyone anticipated. The performance issues are not just limited to the players. The coaching staff, roster decisions, and front office strategies have all become topics of serious discussion among fans and analysts alike. It seems that everywhere you turn, there's a story about misalignment and disconnect within the organization. One of the primary concerns that has dominated recent conversations is the potential for Pete Carroll to be one and done in Las Vegas. Initially, the idea of firing Carroll in his first season felt almost impossible. Reports and insider opinions early in the season suggested that Carroll's job was secure, regardless of the struggles on the field. Yet as the losses pile up and frustrations mount, what once seemed impossible now appears increasingly plausible. Rumors have begun circulating with greater intensity, painting a picture of an organization at odds with its head coach. Analysts have pointed out that Carroll's philosophy and immediate desire to win may not align with a roster that is clearly in a rebuilding phase. At 74 years old, Carroll brings experience and a championship pedigree, but experience alone cannot mask the growing friction between the vision of the front office and the reality of the team on the field. The combination of roster challenges, controversial coaching decisions, and the performance of key players has created an environment where every game feels like a test, not only of the team's abilities, but of Carroll's capacity to adapt and succeed under pressure. Geno Smith's ongoing struggles at quarterback have become a central point of contention. Carroll's loyalty to Smith, despite mounting evidence that he may not be the right fit, has sparked debate among fans who have grown increasingly vocal about their dissatisfaction. The offensive line has been unable to provide consistent protection, while strategic decisions on play calling have raised eyebrows and intensified scrutiny. It is not just the players who are under the microscope. The supporting staff, including offensive coordinators and position coaches, are part of the conversation about why the Raiders are not performing at the level expected. Chip Kelly, for example, has been criticized for his approach, leaving fans questioning how decisions at the coordinator level are impacting the overall performance of the team. Beyond individual coaching decisions, there are clear signs of disconnect within the front office. Reports indicate that internal frustrations have been simmering as executives struggle to reconcile the team's ambitions with the outcomes on the field. The dynamic between Mark Davis, the general management team, and Carroll appears increasingly tense, raising questions about accountability and long-term strategy. Money is another factor fueling the controversy. The organization is investing heavily in high-profile coaching talent, with salaries reportedly reaching into the tens of millions, yet the return on investment has been underwhelming. From Carroll's multi-million-dollar contract to other staff hires, fans and analysts alike are questioning whether the financial commitment is translating into the expected performance and growth. The optics are further complicated by the contrast between the organization's financial success and its on-field struggles. The Raiders have become a highly valuable franchise since moving to Las Vegas, yet the performance on the field has not matched the soaring valuations, creating tension between public perception and reality. Every week, fans are forced to confront the same questions. How much longer can Carroll maintain support? Who within the organization is accountable for these missteps? And perhaps most pressing, is there a plan in place to ensure that the Raiders do not continue down a path of disappointment? The remaining schedule offers little room for optimism. Upcoming games against challenging opponents like the Chargers, Broncos, and Eagles are seen as crucial tests, with limited opportunities to turn the season around. For fans, Each loss is a reminder of the stakes involved, not just for Carroll, but for the players, coordinators, and executives tasked with steering this ship. Loyalty, once considered an asset, now appears to be a double-edged sword. Carroll's commitment to his staff and key players is admirable in theory, but when results falter, that same loyalty can hinder necessary changes and adjustments. The weight of these decisions is compounded by the history of quarterback instability in Las Vegas, a franchise that has cycled through numerous starters without finding a sustainable solution. Geno Smith's role has become emblematic of larger organizational issues, symbolizing both the challenges of player development and the impact of coaching philosophy on individual performance. Fans have voiced their frustration loudly, making it clear that patience is running thin. Polls and surveys suggest that a significant portion of the fan base views the current quarterback situation as untenable, placing additional pressure on Carroll and the front office to make decisive moves. Meanwhile, the culture within the team is under scrutiny. Carroll's approach to leadership, the influence of his family members on the coaching staff, and the broader team dynamic have all been cited as factors that could influence the trajectory of the season. When internal alignment falters, even the most talented rosters can struggle to achieve consistent results. As the season progresses, it has become evident that the Raiders are at a crossroads. The decisions made in the coming weeks will have implications far beyond the final record. Whether the organization chooses to make a clean break, adjust strategies, or maintain the current trajectory, the outcome will define the narrative surrounding Carroll's tenure and the identity of the franchise moving forward. Fans are closely watching, weighing each decision, and speculating on the likelihood of sweeping changes. The combination of performance issues, staff dynamics, and front office discord has created an environment where uncertainty is the norm. Every loss, every questionable call, and every misaligned strategy amplifies the conversation about whether Carroll will be able to complete his contract or if the Raiders are heading toward major shakeup. In this context, the concept of one and done is no longer just speculation. It is a realistic scenario that requires careful consideration by both the organization and its supporters. With every week that passes, the stakes grow higher and the pressure intensifies. For a team like the Raiders, known for its passionate fan base and high expectations, the intersection of legacy, leadership, and performance has never been more critical. As the Las Vegas Raiders move deeper into a season that has been defined by disappointment, fans are forced to confront the reality of what has gone wrong and what lies ahead. The energy in the stadium, once electric with the promise of a new era under Pete Carroll, now feels heavy with frustration. Each week, the record tells the story. 2 wins and 8 losses, with few signs of the turnaround many hoped for. But the conversation goes beyond wins and losses. It's about the culture of the organization, the alignment, or lack thereof, between coaching, front office, and players, and a long-term vision for a franchise that has never settled for mediocrity. The question that has taken center stage is whether Carroll will finish his first season in Las Vegas. Early reports suggested stability, yet the mounting smoke of dissatisfaction cannot be ignored. Carroll's commitment to certain players, particularly Geno Smith, has been perceived as stubborn loyalty. This loyalty, while commendable in some respects, has alienated fans who watch games week after week and see a quarterback who struggles to meet expectations. The offensive line has been another glaring weakness, consistently unable to provide the protection necessary for Smith to succeed or for the offense to operate at a competitive level. Each breakdown in execution adds pressure not only on the players but on Carroll and his staff. Chip Kelly, overseeing the offense, has been criticized heavily, and questions continue to mount about whether the current configuration of the coaching staff is sustainable. Even with Carroll's experience and proven track record, the combination of personnel struggles, coaching missteps, and front office decisions has created an environment where performance cannot be separated from leadership. The internal dynamics of the Raiders organization have been a focal point for those examining the season closely. Reports suggest there is significant disconnect between the coaching staff and front office executives, with frustration brewing over decision-making and the perceived inability to execute a coherent plan. Money is not the problem. The organization has invested heavily in coaching salaries, yet tangible results remain elusive. From Carroll's multi-million-dollar contract to the highest-paid coordinators in the league, the financial commitment is substantial, but without wins, it fails to justify the expenditure. The contrast between financial success off the field and underperformance on the field is stark, amplifying concerns that the Raiders are not maximizing the talent and resources at their disposal. Week after week, fans watch games that should be winnable slip away. The remaining schedule is daunting. Matchups against the Chargers, Broncos, Eagles, and Texans, as well as the defending champion Chiefs, present immense challenges. The question for Carroll is not merely about individual games. It's about proving that he can lead a team to improvement in a way that justifies the faith placed in him at the start of the season. Every loss intensifies the scrutiny, and the margin for error continues to shrink. For fans, the frustrations are compounded by the perception that Carroll's staff is insulated, shielded from accountability by loyalty and long-standing relationships. When the team struggles, it is not enough to point to individual mistakes. The systemic issues within coaching and personnel decisions have created a perfect storm of underperformance. Geno Smith's continued struggles symbolize a larger organizational failure. While some argue that he was given every opportunity to succeed, the combination of inadequate support from the offensive line, questionable play calling, and misalignment between coaching philosophy and roster capabilities has made his position untenable in the eyes of fans. Polls suggest a growing dissatisfaction with the quarterback situation, highlighting the broader frustrations that exist with Carroll's decision-making and team management. Beyond the field, the culture of the Raiders has come under intense scrutiny. Loyalty, influence, and internal power dynamics appear to have overshadowed merit-based decision-making. Reports indicate that family members on the staff, along with certain coordinators, have contributed to a sense of imbalance and frustration, creating further tension in an already complex environment. With every passing week, the path forward seems increasingly narrow. Fans debate whether the team should prioritize rebuilding or focus on short-term wins, while the front office faces difficult decisions about coaching and personnel that will have lasting implications. The term "one and done" has evolved from speculation into a realistic consideration. Carroll's age, 74, and his mandate to win now, rather than build for the future, place him in a position where failure is not just a possibility. It is a looming threat. The rest of the season will serve as a crucible, testing Carroll's ability to navigate adversity while addressing structural issues within the team. The offensive line, quarterback performance, coaching philosophy, and front office alignment all intersect to create a highly volatile scenario. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In what could be the most sensational shakeup in recent NFL history, whispers around the league suggest that Tom Brady, the 7-time Super Bowl champion, has reportedly agreed to join the Las Vegas Raiders. Sources close to the quarterback hint that this isn't just a casual conversation. Brady's camp is said to have given the green light, sending shockwaves through fans, analysts, and rival locker rooms alike. The news has ignited a frenzy across social media, with debates ranging from how this move will redefine the Raiders' offense to whether the legendary quarterback can still perform at the elite level he dominated for 2 decades. Inside league circles, speculation is mounting over the implications of such a deal. The Raiders, a team long searching for consistency under center, suddenly find themselves at the center of a potential tidal wave of attention. Could Brady's presence bring a new era to Las Vegas? Or is this simply another high-profile experiment in a league that thrives on headlines? Some insiders argue that the Raiders' front office is gambling big, banking on Brady's experience and leadership to turn a middling roster into a legitimate contender. Others are skeptical, questioning whether a quarterback of his age can adapt to a new system, new teammates, and the unique pressures of a franchise desperate for stability. Fans are divided. Some are ecstatic, envisioning iconic moments reminiscent of Brady's glory days in New England and Tampa Bay. Others are wary, pointing to the risks and wondering if the allure of a superstar signing could overshadow the team's deeper structural issues. Meanwhile, the rumor mill has exploded with possibilities. Will Brady bring in his own coaching influence? Could the Raiders' offensive scheme be completely overhauled to fit his style? Analysts are dissecting every angle, from salary cap implications to potential ripple effects across the AFC. Regardless of the unknowns, one thing is certain. The NFL landscape is buzzing. Tom Brady in silver and black is a scenario few could have imagined just months ago, and the league's pulse is racing at the thought. Even the most seasoned commentators are scratching their heads, trying to predict the fallout. Every training session, every play, and every press conference will now be viewed through the lens of this seismic potential move. If it happens, the Raiders wouldn't just gain a quarterback. They would inherit a legend, a media storm, and expectations that could reshape the narrative of the entire season. For now, fans, insiders, and rivals alike can only speculate as the rumor refuses to die down, leaving the NFL world on edge and hungry for confirmation. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.